So,
we've rolled a lot of 36s here.
Stop
And
it.
it's been really great.
You rolled a lot of 36s to send that letter to Phelan.
Yes.
So, you put together your letter to Phelan, and how are you getting it delivered?
It's the scroll that Phelan.
Oh, right. Thank you.
We're gonna write on the iPad and say, we got a letter. We had a gentleman show up. He was talking about things, many of which had nothing to do with anything, but he has a letter from Kandor, describing the situation. His name is Kent. He's very confusing.
I'm assuming when he says, I'm sorry to interrupt, iPad, he's like a bottle kind of thing?
No, he has like a piece of paper that he can write on.
Oh, okay.
I'm
sorry, Charles. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. There's some hurried and confused squiggling, a lot of stopping, and just the word confusing is written 6 different times.
There is a reply back that pings on the page. It says, I don't know of a Kent. Hold on, I'm checking my notes.
It was Kandor, right?
Yeah, well, he's saying you wrote down the name Kent. He didn't know of any Kent.
Kent, sorry.
Is that paper writing by itself?
It is.
Where did you get that? That's amazing!
Did you say that Kent is part of the 8? Did you tell Phelan that?
No, I'll add that in there.
Pilgrim of the 8.
Kent is a pilgrim of the 8. It's pretty amazing. What's even more amazing is personal space. That's the greatest.
This.
Look
at this.
I start backing away. The stats.
I picked the paper up. I'm like, it's writing.
No, you are not.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
It writes back. There's text that appears like, why the fuck is someone new on my class list?
God, this is so. Where did you guys get this? Can I have one?
Who is Kent? Where did Kent come from? I had nobody named Kent in this classroom.
Go sit in the corner.
Take this with me.
No. You're not touching it. Go sit in the corner.
I stand near the corner, not in the corner.
Okay. Corner adjacent.
Oh my God, I remember Paul in corner adjacent. Like, this doesn't work, Peg. Why? He doesn't even go in the corner. I don't understand the point of it.
I start humming a halfling lullaby near Kent.
Okay.
I whistle a goblin love song.
Hi.
There's just competing music.
I'm just gonna edge my way away from this, and
who the fuck is Kent? Is the last message that's listed there. How did he end up on my class roster?
He's a pilgrim of the 8.
He just showed up at Brianna's door.
He showed up at.
And you got a letter from Kandor?
Mm-hmm.
With his name on it.
Yes.
Can you ask him?
And his rambling.
What's going on?
And his rambling thoughts.
It's not a day I can reach Kandor.
Oh.
If you got a letter from him, it must have been sent yesterday.
Or tomorrow. Who the fuck knows?
No, Kandor's not available tomorrow either.
Well,
should we send him to you if he's your new student?
Well, he's...
No. It looks like he's part of your crew. I have it under the list of students for the Pact. In where Trent's name used to be, there is now a Kent Shafia.
Okay, I'm going to say the name. Kent Shafia?
Shafia.
Kent. Nice to meet you.
You asked me my name earlier. I gave it to you.
Yeah, you said, but I didn't know the last name.
Perhaps Kent is one of those people that only gets called by their first name, usually.
It seems like he'd get the full name a lot with how annoying he is.
So, well, welcome to the Pact, Kent.
So as I said earlier, this is where I belong.
Disagree.
So, let's talk about some important things we value here at the pack, like personal
Not
space.
stealing.
Did I steal anything from you?
You took something from the courier. I
No,
don't want
I did
you
not.
stealing from anyone.
I took nothing from the courier.
Where'd you get that letter?
It belonged to me.
So where did you get it?
It belonged to me. It doesn't matter where I got it from.
That certainly matters
The
to
eight
me.
brought it to me, and it belonged to me.
Does he have a mute button?
So in the future, from this moment forward, let's work on the not stealing specifically from pact members.
I did not steal from a pack member.
From this moment forward, we are not talking about the past. The past is irrelevant. From this moment forward, we're going to downplay the stealing, especially from pact members.
I have not stolen from pack members yet.
Great.
Unless you are saying that I already was a pack member before the courier arrived. Or, is the courier, who's not a pigeon, by the way, is one of the pack members as well?
So, in closure, I'm asking you to, in the future, just not steal from us. That's it.
I won't, and I haven't.
There will be no arguing with this. I'm not going to have a debate on
I love the way Erasmus isn't actually listening to his answers.
So, let's
don't steal from pack members.
What do you?
So,
So what do you do?
So do I get a list of who is and is not a pack member? And
Yes,
does
there
this
will be.
change? And does this list change frequently? As it
No,
apparently has
It's
done.
literally only the people in this room.
So the courier is a pack member.
Is the
Courier's not
courier
here.
currently in the room?
He was
No,
in the
he
room.
left. No, he left.
Well, you told me to leave too, and I'm a pack member.
Unfortunately.
So, the pack members consist of the people that will be designated to you on the pack member welcome package, which I will be creating for you.
Are you going to include dossiers?
Goodies!
I will include brief dossiers on other party members.
What's a dossier?
I will need to conduct you. You'll find out, and you'll be brought to a delightful world. A delightful world of.
The world
freely
is quite a
shared
delightful
information.
place with the 8 in it.
Yes, probably. So I have no opinion on that. But dossiers, I have a very strong opinion on, and we'll need to set one up for you and give you access to our summarization. That way, you can all work together in the team to fulfill our goals as the pact.
Okay. And our goal is to go where I need to be.
I'm not sure I can even argue with whatever that means. So, yes. Sure. How do you feel about spell components?
How do I feel about spell components? Do you not have enough?
It's really, there's nothing but right answers to this. What one can
So
always-
that is a correct answer.
Yes.
Okay.
I never have
Do
enough.
you not have enough? As a question, is the correct answer to how do I feel about spell components? I will mark this down for further reference.
Okay.
I pull my ink pen out and I write in the air. I said,
What
go
is-
on. I'm continuing to listen.
So, so let's formally introduce myself. My name is Erasmus Sweetleaf, and then we'll allow everyone the chance to introduce themselves as they see fit.
I'm Brianna Cadwallader. This is my dorm.
The musically inclined one, I see.
Yes.
I write it in the air again. I take careful notes wherever I go.
Oh, you and Erasmus might get along better than we.
Ask the hobgoblin next. She doesn't prompt well.
I turn to the orc. Should I talk to the hobgoblin next? Or would you like to speak to me? Excellent.
Well, guys-
Excellent. I write down something in the air. I then pull out a piece of parchment and write on it and then stick that back in my pocket.
So, he is part of our class, so he has been assigned to us, so we've got to respect him because important things like grades are on the line.
I mean, at least he didn't insult your
grades?
old outfits, right?
Grades, they are a measure of one's success in academic endeavors.
When your
Some
God
people
comes
think it's
down
a
and tells
measure
you
of
how
your
well you are doing.
self-worth.
Some people would imply they are a measure of another person's self-worth. Another night of angry journaling, I can see.
My name is Nikolai Zakar.
You are the angry, upset one that wishes me not to speak.
Sure.
I think there's a couple of those.
I spin and I lean in real close to the hobgoblin. And you are?
Unstog?
Is that with a capital Q?
K, actually.
K. Excellent. Capital Q. Understood.
Did you, because I have said this, you know the most important member of our party?
The stag?
Well, yes. The stag is the most valuable pact member.
I turn and look at the stag. Is this true? Then you are correct.
The stag is our ace in
Why
the hole.
can he communicate with the stag?
What do you mean?
He was my stag better
Who said
than
he's
me.
communicating with the stag?
I want to ask the stag a question, see if it nods.
Okay.
Stag, are you a real stag?
It licks you.
Aww. So, since you are, did you take the other level of party studies?
What studies? What are studies? Is that a
I'm
form of
pretty sure
worship?
he just enrolled here today if his student
Is that a
ID
form of
fell out.
worship?
Weird that they
No.
would put him in advanced party studies.
I
then.
mean, I guess you could say someone worships grades.
Somebody here certainly does.
You know, I
I'm at a
understand
loss.
people have their opinions about the importance of grades. I understand that. You know, and those people are entitled to their opinion, as I will respect the pact charter of being supportive. Yeah. So, welcome to the big city, welcome to the university, welcome to the pact, and welcome to advanced party studies.
So what's your area of expertise, Kent?
I am a pilgrim of the eight.
So a cleric then?
No, I am not a cleric. I am a pilgrim of the eight.
What do you
And
know
a
how to
pilgrim
do?
of the eight does...
We beholden to the eight in the great city of Harveston
How do you serve the eight?
by following the luck and the choices that the universe present to me.
That seems a very chaotic way to live.
It is the way of the eight.
You know how to cast spells?
I'm wait for it. Ugh, why is it never where I need it to be?
Yep. Roll 20.
I'm sorry. Hang
The
on.
suspense is killing me.
You're not helping, Whitney. Do I
I'm
cast
trying
spells?
to.
I
This
am.
way- Sorry. Go ahead.
I am but a humble shoemaker. Shoemaker.
You
Sorry.
don't even know how to pronounce it, and that's what you're trying to tell us you do. Shemacker.
I'm a shoemaker.
The specific Harveston
Oh my god.
vocal tick.
Not enough.
It seems like he might be a shoemaker.
Well, shoemakers don't earn degrees here.
This is where I belong.
That we know of. That we know of.
What kind of shoes do you make?
Mostly boots for swimming.
That's not a thing.
Yes, yes, it is.
Show me some.
I sold my last pair this morning.
Oh, did you make the shoes you're wearing?
I don't wear shoes.
Does he not have shoes on?
He does not have
odd
shoes
that
on.
that a shoemaker himself does not wear shoes.
Chefs don't eat everything they make.
Yeah, but chefs eat food.
That they don't eat everything they make.
Do you make some?
And they
things
don't
that
eat
you
only
like?
food they
just
make,
baffled
so-
by that utter lack of like comprehensible logic. Like, I don't see how those 2 points relate. It's sure, and sea captains don't sail every ship on the sea.
So you understand.
No.
Just
Can you
because
make
I'm
us
not
some
wearing
shoes?
shoes doesn't mean I can't make shoes.
Okay, can you make us some shoes?
I don't have any tools with me.
You just came totally unprepared.
I was following the 8.
Great. So dead weight it is.
Why do you keep referring to me as dead weight?
Hmm.
It's just the role you fulfill in the party.
Dead weight would presume that I don't do anything, nor do I carry my own.
Well, you can't make shoes. And you
We
don't
have
carry
no
your
tools.
When the time comes for me to make shoes, I will make shoes.
These are heard for him. Well, you can't make shoes. Well, Cobbler Kent,
What's a cobbler?
It's a dessert with like a crust on the top and like some sort of fruit filling.
Very tasty.
Cobbler has a couple of meanings, one of which is a maker of shoes, and one of which is a dessert with fruit.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Of the dessert or shoemaking being called cobbling?
Yes.
Well, you're missing out on both.
Do shoemakers make desserts where you come from?
I mean, if they really want to, but not usually in the shoemaking place. Usually in a kitchen.
I mean, I suppose you could make a dessert in a shoe. There was one of our pilgrims that used to make soup in his boot.
I think it's only trendy restaurants that do that.
Soup in a boot?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's made of bread, but it's shaped like a boot. I'm sending that to Panera now.
Don't give Panera any new ideas, or Domino's for that matter.
Soup in a boot. Kent, do you just go by Kent?
You may call me Kent. You may call me Pilgrim.
Okay, well, Kent it is then. So, I don't know where to go with this conversation. You have any questions for us, Kent, that are related strictly to the pact and not related to universal queries or the definitions of words?
Questions to the pact. Yes, when are we leaving?
We're in the middle of an investigation.
How long is till our next class?
So remember, your classes aren't really classes per se. I guess you guys will break for some of your local classes in a couple of days, but you get to kind of pause on them while certain things are going on.
So, we don't have any plans to leave right now. I mean,
So then this is where I am going to be?
Well, I mean, I get you're going to be with us, but you'll need to find your own place to live. We'll be glad to help you with that.
This is where I need to be.
We're
Yes,
not
on
staying in our
campus.
room.
You can't
Yeah.
stay in these people's
stay in
room.
Yes, I
Just-
can. The 8 has brought me here. This is where I need to be.
I look to the stag.
Until the 8 directs me elsewhere, this is where I need to be.
I'm begging. I'm going to go over the stag.
The stag has actually walked over to the door and is like nuzzling the door.
I'm almost
Hey, I
crying.
think the stag wants you to follow it.
Oh God, it's going to go to our room. Oh no, Nicola.
Nope. We
I get
don't
up,
have any room
I
at
walk to
end.
the door. I stroke the stag's neck. I open the door and I walk out of the room.
Okay, the stag follows.
God.
Constag, are you going to follow the most important party member?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Yeah, I will too.
The stag will walk down the halls.
I follow the stag.
Walk down the halls.
The stag will walk outside.
I follow the stag.
The stag will get some distance out towards the woods,
I follow the stag.
and the stag will take some time to relieve itself.
I also relieve myself.
I stayed in the room.
I remarked something about this is wood elf behavior, and I thought we were all better than this.
I think the jam's dying of laughter tonight. Not healthy.
The stag will look around.
I just turned to Constag and I'm like,
I will again stroke the stag's neck.
The stag will wander over to Constag.
I will wander over to Constag as well.
I'll like step between him and Constag so he doesn't get too close.
This is where I need to be. Where are we to go next, Constag?
How should I know?
The 8 has brought me to you. I believe that the 8 has now given you directions on where I should to go next.
now, Constag, please direct the pilgrim to Pilgrim Kent that he needs to find a place for him to himself to live.
Right.
We could go to the housing office.
Thank you. Let's all sojourn to the housing office because I'm sure things will go very smooth there.
Okay, then we go to the housing office. Let's go.
Okay.
Lead the way.
You head to the housing office. When you arrive there, there is a person sitting behind the counter. They are a much older woman seated behind this desk with a number of papers in front of them. They look a bit flustered as the 4 of you walk in.
I remark, I go, paperwork. It's what life is about.
There's some new arrival that is just throwing everything for a loop. Thankfully, I have a room open, but this was going to create such a disaster if I didn't.
Would it possibly be this young man?
I don't have a picture. What's his name?
Kent?
Yeah, Kent. Kent. Real weird coincidence that a Kent is in a room where Trent used to be. Real close names there, but yeah. Here's your room assignment.
Excellent. I haven't had a room before.
So they have. I'm just guessing. They do have ceilings on the places you dwell in.
I guess the inside of a tent would be considered a ceiling. Yes.
Man, that's rustic. That's not even sarcastic. I'm just like, that's rustic. Oh God.
And I do not know how you did not notice the Pilgrim Village as you entered Harveston.
I think I remarked on a place that really needed to be cleaned. So let's go check out your new house, your Trent's old place. A lot of memories of avoiding going there whenever possible.
So then why are we going?
Because it's where you live now. Now we can make new memories.
Then you do not need to go.
I have never heard better words in my entire elven existence. You and Constag and the stag have an excellent night.
Excellent. Constag, if you could show me to my room, please.
Sure.
I'm definitely going.
Brianna, you may come with us. Or it is you that mentioned the housing, and it is the stag and Constag are apparently a team. So together, the 8 have led me to you, so you will lead me to where the 8 wishes me to go.
So yeah, you will all lead him to the room. And yeah, it is Trent's old room. It is clean as Trent kept it. But it is mostly empty.
All right, this is it.
This is quite spacious. Do I have to get my own snacks?
Yes. I think there's a meal plan included in the... And we go out to Banana Fly sometimes, so if you have any...
What is a meal plan? Is that when you all go and collect food from the forest?
No. There's a cafeteria. They serve us food.
Cafeteria.
It's a building where you eat food.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
I
Do I have a campus map? Would I have been able to pick one of those up?
Yeah, you can grab a map of the campus.
Okay. I will tell Kent that I will meet back up with him in a minute. Go and grab a map and kind of circle like cafeteria.
Okay.
And you are here, and I will hand that to Kent.
Okay.
excellent. And I take and push it up on the wall, and I try to affix it so it stays on the wall.
What are you using to affix it there?
I don't know if I don't think I have anything. I start to pull apart my ink pen to use the hard parts of the quill.
Okay.
To shove them up like pins.
That's just horrible.
You can manage to finagle it up there.
Thank you.
All right.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna head back to Brianna's.
Mm-hmm.
See if Nikolai is still there.
Has Nikolai left? Okay. Yeah, Nikolai's still there when you get back.
So that was an experience. So that person is now in the party, in the pack, if you will.
You're muted, Whitney.
Is there a different party I can join?
I'm sure the Batman would take you.
Well,
Sorry, did Brianna and Konsak leave?
I was planning on heading back to the door.
Okay, as you leave, I follow you.
No, you stay here. This is where you live now.
Okay, but you are taking me to where the 8 wishes me to go.
The 8 wishes you to go here, to stay here.
But the 8 brought me to you, and according to your elven friend, I am now part of the pact, and if I am part of the pact, then I must be with the pact, so if the pact goes, I can go with it.
Yes, but you stay here. We don't stay together all the time. The 8 provided this room for you to stay in.
And that is excellent when it is time to sleep, but it is not time to sleep.
it's not time to sleep. It sure feels like we've been here all day.
I'll just sort of shrug and like, all right, I guess you can follow me.
All right, so Erasmus and Nikolai, you have some time to yourselves.
So, Kent is now a member of the party. Whether we wanted it or not.
Seemed worse than Trent, which is impressive.
Well, we don't know until we get in an actual situation where Kent may be useful. It may be just that...
When we need some shoes made, sure.
I'm sure Candor didn't just send us a shoemaker. Although, why would I even know he didn't? If it turns out he's a shoemaker, like an actual shoemaker, then we'll figure out something to do with him then. But, we have some things and objectives. And, we just have to make sure that with whatever that word slaw he is spitting out does not interfere with that. I feel.
I'm exhausted.
How far along are we into the day, Herr GM?
It's about it's a little over halfway.
Well, it's just a little past lunch, so we've got, a couple more hours. Is there anything else on the agenda we were planning on doing today before all of this happened? Anyway.
Not that I remember.
Well, then, maybe we'll take maybe I'll take some time to reflect and think about why we are being punished. I mean, blessed with this new member.
It's not long after that the other 3 will arrive. Once more.
Oh, boy.
I walk back in and resume my seat.
All right, so we got some clues from the courier. Well, we really didn't get much, but we needed to investigate that. Does anybody have any ideas about going forward?
Not so much about going forward, but I was going to suggest, since, Kent is a new member of the party, perhaps we should, practice, I don't know, some combat or something with him to make sure that, he won't get himself killed if we get into a dangerous situation.
I don't remember saying I wish to fight any of you. The 8 did not send me here to fight.
Well, we wouldn't be fighting you.
Then you'd be fighting for my enjoyment. Yes, by all means, please.
No, you would be fighting with us.
Why would I just said I have no wish to fight you.
You would be fighting with us against something else.
Something else is showing up? Another pigeon.
Possibly a scorpion.
Just step on him?
Yeah, Erasmus, just step on the scorpion.
Worth noting for the future. Just step on them. Well, let's see. We've had a lot of snacks, so everybody's probably pretty full. What do we think, everyone?
There is a message that arrives on your paper.
I perk up and lean towards the paper.
All right, I'm going to check it out.
I have some time. I think this is urgent enough and worth discussing. Please head to my room.
This is Professor Phelan?
Yeah.
Okay. We have been summoned by Professor Phelan. Constog, if you would be so kind as to alert Kent.
Right here. So now we're not even going to talk to me like I'm in the room. Is that part of what the pact does as well? Is that also one of the things the pact does, that we communicate through other members of the pact?
I just start walking to Professor Phelan's office. He can have that academic debate with his shadow.
Constog, could you please tell our elven friend there that I will be following him closely, so I may hear him, so he will not have to use you as an intermediary?
I'll just be like, Constog isn't a pigeon.
Obviously, couriers don't exist here. Which is why I will be standing closer to him.
The 5 of you can head to Phelan's office.
Right.
Go on, take a seat, please.
Take a seat.
I take the one directly in front of him. I just jump right in front of one of them and sit down.
This is rather unorthodox.
Yep.
You are Kent, is that correct?
That is correct.
And where are you from?
Harveston.
There were only 3 people that lived in Harveston.
Yes, the Avatar would not allow the pilgrims inside the borders. But we say Harveston.
Oh, you're from that camp. You guys claim you're off the road, but you're like not really off the road. You're like some distance out.
The road runs right through our camp, I guess you could say. But we're not allowed to go past the big sign, the sign of the teachings of the Avatar.
The sign that tells you not to come in.
The teachings of the Avatar, yes.
Well.
For under force of pain, all will obey.
I didn't think this was real.
Didn't think what was real?
Your people. I thought that was just like a tale that they told.
A tale as old as time? A song as old as rhyme?
No. You people really hang outside of there? On that
The
road?
Avatar would not allow us on his land.
And you all took the same road in, didn't you? To the shrine?
Yes.
Yes.
No, not you all. We took you a different route to get there.
Oh.
There is no other route.
If you
to
don't
house
take
on
the
hill.
roads, you can get there.
There's no other road to the house on the hill.
They didn't take a road.
You've trespassed on the Avatar's land?
We had right to be on the Avatar's land.
Heretics.
No, what are you doing to me?
Heretics!
Harcourt's land. No, look. He reaches
Who's
into his
Harcourt?
desk and he pulls out, or not Harcourt, I'm sorry. Roderick's land. He pulls out a note and he puts it down on the desk. See here. Come here. Come read the note.
Yes. Come read the note.
The note is that by proclamation, in the event of any unforeseen circumstances which may occur to the Harvest estate, it is duly noted that that a group divined by the Mearachd school in association with the Rossavant will be not scribed. Is it circumscribed? Is the word I'm looking for? Will be basically brought together to investigate any occurrences happening on the Harvest estate. After their investigation, they may they may return their findings back to the Jericho, the city of Jericho, and its warriors for further investigation and adjudication. And it is signed by the names Harcourt Harvest and the name God damn it, too many names in my head. Roderick Harvest, and the name of, I am literally now blanking on her name, Kara Bombadil.
Oh.
Since
Kara
Kara
Bombadil.
established the school, Roderick established Harveston. And Kara, along with Amy, basically negotiated that they needed a way to be able to, if something bad happened, they can't just have nobody allowed to come in. So if something really bad happened, they would send someone from the school that was appointed by people that they trusted to look into the issue. But
See. I assume then that that there has still been no word from Squire Grimshaw.
Grimshaw disappeared a long time ago.
We know. We were hoping that maybe if something had happened to the Lady Avatar that he would have returned.
No,
He's not returned?
we're quite certain that that Grimshaw unfortunately found his way to the wrong part of the world.
I will have to meditate on this later.
However, you are aware, just to help you out, that Grimshaw had 3 children, yes? There are still descendants alive of...
There were stories of the Squire, yes, after he left the estates.
There are 3 of them that we are aware of. One of them is that we know of is still alive and not far from here. He is currently in custody, being investigated for the potential murder of Amy Harvest. In fact, it is your companions here, your new party members, that were responsible for investigating the loss of Amy Harvest.
All right. And if there is something to do that I can do, he is visibly shaken by the speaking of Amy's murder.
There are things that we feel are connected to these things, and there are things that we have asked this party to look into as a result of them. This includes, as of right now, an issue we have with the current rangers who are overseeing the woods outside of here. The rangers seem to be poaching for unknown reasons. We believe that there are influencers outside of the rangers, but we have not been able to find any links. The rest of your party has managed to bring back someone who is claiming they are directly responsible for the increase in poaching. However, in our findings so far, he has not yielded any information that proves he is directly responsible. However, we have come to learn that his commanding officer, Irina, will be making her presence here, and has asked specifically to meet with the people who brought Dancho into custody.
Oh. What should we say?
Yeah, I was not anticipating this.
I was not anticipating this either. I am not sure what to say in this particular situation. This is most unexpected. We're very worried at this point that we're going to have to let Dancho go. We can't find any evidence, but we know he knows about the poachings. What we would recommend, while we have time, is for you to find Dancho's home. He has a home somewhere out there in the woods. He has recently built it, we found out, through a series of questioning of him and some of the other rangers that have spent a little time here and there with him. They've heard him talk something of a home, in a roughly in a certain area. If you can locate it, perhaps you can find some evidence there. We gave Irina a very short timetable, so I don't think she'll have time to make it to his home before you do.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's what we need to do next then, while we can.
Yeah. Okay. We know it's out in the woods.
Was there anything that you've come up with in the last day?
Nope.
Nothing good. We sort of questioned the mail carrier to see if he remembered anything, and unfortunately, he didn't really remember a whole lot.
Most likely because he is a pigeon.
What?
He thought the carrier was a pigeon because I guess all of his messages are carried by pigeons.
No, I thought maybe it was confusion because they always wear that white and gray.
That's a good one. Regardless, yeah, he was disappointed. He thought the carrier was going to turn into a pigeon.
That's what you told me.
That's not what we said. But yeah, we questioned the mail carrier, and there wasn't really too much that we were able to learn from him. He got the letter, but he doesn't really know who sent it or anything like that. It was just a simple case of he couldn't read the address, and so he did mention it was a little heavier, I think, than he
than normal.
expecting. Yeah.
So it had a bribe.
I guess so.
False weighting is normally how you do it. You weigh the package, you make the package weigh more than it's supposed to, and then you hand it off to whomever is going to carry it. However, when you actually weigh, it only detects upon certain methods of weighing it. When you send it through the sensor to determine its weight, it will not identify it as the correct weight. It will identify it as a much. It's some very weird trickery that is done, but essentially it does not have the impact that it. Anyway, this is beside the point. The goal is to make sure that it's not detected as what it is. It's detected as something else. And so more money is paid for the package with the person knowing that this thing is not worth as much as it's being sent for. Usually that means someone in the chain knew something about this as it was going out.
Well, would that mean I guess would that mean that the elf with the clipped ear received the extra money that they put in there?
No. There would not be extra money in it. The extra money is received as part of the exchange for the courier service.
Oh, I got you.
There is a specific thing that you can cast upon it that will make the object remain slightly heavier than it is supposed to. And so you can make an exchange of funds for the object at a different weight.
Would they be able to look up in the system this package and see who sent it? Or?
Traditionally, the reason you make that exchange is so that you can also operate under an anonymity.
So you can hide that fact.
So they likely have mysteriously no records of it. but that is consistent with one of our expectations, that they are sending secret notes using the courier system. We'll have to let some of our agents know, and this will be a problem because we'll have to start an investigation in the courier system, and that is a fight to be had. I really think that the privatization of this system is a terrible idea, but I've not been able to have my opinions heard, but I am merely an academic in a much larger system.
When you wrote this, were you aware of all that shit was gonna
No.
happen? This would be somehow,
Well, then it seems we've hit a dead end with the postal system.
But that's all right. We'll
I don't think you have. This gives me grounds for to at least begin an investigation. That there is some level of tampering, and we can look into any notes moving from any notes that would be delivered to Rangers. We can start tracking those in some fashion. It will just take us some time. Don't expect me to have results on this in the next few days, but in the next month or so, we should have some more feedback.
I think we should just kind of focus on finding this house in the woods.
Yes, that would
I
be.
think it's our next logical move, and then if we come up with any stellar ideas while we're out there roughing it, we'll follow up on that. But I think we need to. Obviously, we can't go tonight because we're more than halfway through the day.
That is fair.
Let us prepare for tomorrow's journey and into the woods.
Well, your newfound friend there should help you in your travels. Word is that follows the 8 tend to be good luck anytime there is some chance of danger.
Oh, that's good.
Do you happen to know in your paperwork what his skill set is?
No, I do not have any of that there. All I have here is his name, that he's now a member of the Pact. It literally replaced on my page where Trent's name was.
Well, that's, I guess the saddest part for us all is that we'll never get to go to that party. I couldn't even say it with a straight face. The party that was constantly talked about. Oh, well. Okay, well, thank you for your help, Professor. We'll have to get together and plan our foray into the forest.
Excellent.
Thank you. All right, where do you got? Thank you. Well, everyone, where should we head up? Banana Flies for some drinks and planning?
Probably a good idea. Unless anyone else has something to do.
That's the overwhelming silence there. Okay, Banana Flies it is.
So the 5 of you can head over, and yeah, this is Kent's first time at Banana Flies. Banana Flies looks strangely like what you in the outside world would know of to be Applebee's.
So we're eating good in the campus or whatever.
Eating all right in the local area.
Eating so round ya. All right, I'm gonna order a lemonade neat, which means no ice.
I heard lemonade meat. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Lemonade neat. I think that's what neat means. Yeah. So
forks at the table.
There are forks at the table.
Suddenly go missing.
So, we need to plan our foray into the forest for tomorrow.
Well, we're all set if we need forks.
Yeah, those might come in handy. There's potential there. So, are we good? We're good with, do we need bedrolls and tents and sleeping bags and all that kind of thing?
It's the forest. The 8 will provide.
I'm sorry, did I not give you all forks?
No, you did not.
The waitress will lay back down the forks, take your order, and then head away.
Forks will go missing.
Ooh. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I just happened to look back and I noticed. Could you please put those forks back?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. God damn it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Those forks. I thought I saw you put them in your bag.
I did no such thing.
All right, maybe I put down knives instead. Hold on. She'll lay back out another set of forks. There.
I will reach and get my fork before anybody can take anything else. I'm just like, I have a fork.
I will return all the forks to the table.
Okay.
So I'm drinking my lemonade, thinking about the plans we need to make for tomorrow.
Yep.
We've got a big day in the forest.
Everybody's got their 2 forks in front of them.
So, Kent, you don't have any outdoor gear, is that correct?
I'm wearing my outdoor gear. Don't you wear clothing when you go outside?
Well, clothing and outdoor gear are separate things here in Mearachd.
I was never gifted a tent, so... And there were no extras within the pilgrimage, so...
All right, well...
The 8 will provide.
Okay. All right, I guess we don't have to worry about that. All right. So we need to figure out where this house is going to be.
In the woods, the instructor, teacher, you called him?
Professor Phelan?
Yes. I'm assuming he's a high priest.
So Professor Phelan had said it was in the woods, which was pointed out to me. Thank you.
So we know where it is.
So we need to decide where in the woods it is, because there's a lot of woods. We don't want to wander around forever looking for a house in the woods. I would assume it would be near where his ranger station was at. Does that make logical sense to everyone?
I'm gonna go ahead and say the 8 will provide, huh?
The 8 will provide.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Are there any maps of the nearby forest?
No.
Yes, maybe he put his house on the map.
The forest does not have any maps. At least not, like, within the campus.
They should speak to the wood elves about that.
Yes.
Or the druids.
Speak to the wood elves whenever possible.
Well, doesn't that just make Erasmus's day?
The wood elves. Okay, so, well, we could talk to the wood elves. They live in woods. They do woodsy things. Maybe they know. We've not encountered any wood elves.
No.
At all.
Mm-mm.
So, any other ideas?
Go to the woods. I would start there.
I would look at Constog and say, how well do you know the woods? Have you heard of a ranger cabin?
I mean, I don't know all of the woods, but the places I do know don't have ranger cabins.
That's so elitist, Constog. So elitist.
Well, it looks like our best bet would then be to try and find a wood elf and see how does one find a wood elf?
Probably go to the woods.
So they are, as pointed out, they are encountered in the woods. Generally, they prefer, the darker thickets and such. They just kind of show up at the house periodically, needing to bathe.
At your house?
Yeah, the tower.
Why did they come out of the woods?
Well, we have wood elf cousins.
Ah, excellent. So then you know where the wood elves are, and we can go there now.
I've never been to.
So there is no reason to wait.
So when we go in the morning, we can look for wood elves.
Why do we have to
Because I'm
look
not
for
from-
people we know where they are?
Well, because I'm not from Mearachd, so keep pronouncing it wrong. I don't know where the wood elves around here are from, and I've not made any contact with my cousins recently. So this would probably be a different tribe of wood elves.
You're very certain it would be a different tribe of widows.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Hazel. You're making my legs false.
so we can.
Sorry.
So we've got outdoorsy gear. We're gonna look for wood elves. I think in the vicinity of the ranger station, where he was at. Any other ideas?
Almost like one of you, I don't know, nature-y type should probably have some sort of knowledge of where you might find wood elves in the woods if they had like some sort of nature understanding or comprehension or.
If only we had a druid.
There it is. There it is. All right, so you will know,
Holy
Konstag,
crap.
that there is a sort of camp of wood elves. If we go to the big world map, hidden in the trees, somewhere in the northeast. Draw you a nice little circly boy here. Oops, that's not what I was trying to do. That's not the circly boy I wanted. Circly boy, let me draw you. Let me draw you, sweet circly boy. Somewhere right around here, there is. I said northeast, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sometime I've known I've said directions apparently in this and not said the correct directions, so I now have to check. But there is a treetop town that is run by wood elves.
Actually, I might recall a place where we can find wood elves.
Oh,
Excellent.
wonderful.
It's probably some kind of treetop town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably in the
No.
woods.
Yeah, the
Probably is in the
northeastern
woods.
part of the woods specifically.
We can talk to them. See if they've seen anything. We'll also keep our eyes open for any signs of, a ranger's cabin. Would that be a knowledge nature to know what a ranger's cabin exactly entails?
So there are lots of different, lots of rangers will make a small cabin somewhere out in the woods, not far from the ranger station. So you put together things that are pretty rational. If somebody's going to build a cabin for themselves, they're going to build it close to where they work. It's probably going to
Unless
be
they're
some
me.
small place, but there might be lots of these all over the area. So it'd be hard to tell whose is whose. And some of them may be hidden. Some of them might be some people may not necessarily live in cabins. Some of them may just live amongst the trees or in tents or maybe in the ranger station itself.
I talk to the trees. Okay, so we've got some things to go on for tomorrow. Let's all get some rest that way we can be raring to go for tomorrow.
That sounds like a fine idea.
With that plan in order, let's go ahead and take a short break.
Right.
We'll be back.